Hey guys, Joseph here with ABC Sewing Machines, bringing you another do-it-yourself video. In this video, we're going to go over our couple different shortcuts for applique, for misregistration, or anything like that. Okay, so when we're working with applique, patches, vinyls, or anything like that, what normally happens is we make a trace of the outline of whatever we're applying onto. Okay, so let's say if I'm doing a patch. Before this patch goes on, it'll stitch out a trace of where the patch has to go, and then from there we apply the patch and then start again, and it sews in that same position. Okay, so right now if you look on the frame here, I already have part of the applique, the first portion of the applique, so we're just going to finish up that design here, and then once it finishes, machine is going to stop because we have our applique setting turned on. From this position is where we get our patch or vinyl, and we're just gonna place it directly onto that position, hit start again, and then it'll embroider onto the garment. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, if we have to put a patch in here, normally we're working with bigger, heavier materials, jackets, it could be anything, but we don't have that much working space because of the needle bars, and making sure that it's lined up is kind of hard from this angle. So if I move the frame out to whatever position that I like, that's easier for me to work with. In this position, I could easily see where I have to line up my patch, where everything has to go, make sure it's exactly on point. And from here, most of you are probably thinking, how do we get back to our center point? The last position where the machine stopped at. That's what we're going to go over today. So whenever the machine stops for whatever reason, whether there's a thread break, whether we hit the stop button, or an error comes out, the machine will record the last position. So when we hit the stop button, it will record that the last position that the machine was on was right there on this top corner. Okay, so looking at the panel here, we move the frame out of position. Looking at the panel, we're going to be dealing with the frame button. So after we hit start, this option comes out, F6. We hit the F6 button, select the frame, and right here we have three origins. Data origin is the one that records the last point. Design origin is if I want to go back to the very starting point of the design, and power origin is at the end of the day, we're in the middle of a big design, we shut off the machine, turn the machine back on, we select power origin, and it remembers the last point where we shut off the machine. But right now we're going to be dealing with the data origin. So if I select the data origin, take a look at the frame here, we already moved the hoop out of position. If I hit data origin, it goes back in to that last point. So just imagine we did the first part of the stitch, the trace portion of the applique. I'm going to move the frame here so I could easily see it. From here I could easily line up my patch, put it on exactly where it needs to be, and then I could go into frame and then data origin, and then it goes back right to the last point. I hit start, it completes that process. Now this little trick here, this little shortcut, you don't have to specifically use it for applique. You can use it for, maybe there's a lot of threads that are sticking out and you just want to be able to see the design and make those little extra trims or anything like that. So you can use this feature for just about anything that's going to be a lot more comfortable for you. Okay, so thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time.